Hello! I hope that the structure of this class is making sense and you're establishing routines for the learning process. I tend to find we don't establish routines with face-to-face classes until about the third week, but online classes seem easier and earlier. Maybe because those routines are more important for us all in this format. That said, I thought it'd be good to touch base about what we've learned so far and where we'll go next. Last week, you learned what this class was about and why we include it in the curriculum. I hope that the information about the connections with the discipline and the information about the way this adds to our knowledge helped you understand the reasons psychologists think classes like this are important. Honestly, I hope if someone asks you why you're taking a class about research methods, you don't answer, because I have to, or I don't know. If that's where you're at, touch bases with me so we can help make this class more engaging. Part of that engagement might come from the ideas about not confusing correlation and causation. Hopefully, you were able to think of several examples of why it's problematic to confuse the two after thinking about those ideas. Knowing where this class fits in the discipline and how it adds to your understanding is important, but it's harder to achieve the related goals if the structure of the class is confusing. To double check that you know what you need to know in that regard, you might consider how you would explain the structure to someone else. As I hope you gathered, everything we'll learn will incorporate the ideas from the 4 Research Basics pages. One way to check your knowledge would be to see if you could write a brief answer to each of the essential questions from those pages. Then see if you can provide examples of how the ideas relate to one another. Once we understand the basic concepts, we can move into the flow of the scientific method. Although I chose the research topic for this class, so I can structure and support learning more effectively, it's good to think about where you might get ideas for research on your own. As I mentioned, I chose the topic to research for this class. There are a few reasons I decided to use stress for our main conceptual variable. One is because it seems to be something everyone can relate to. Along with that, I can feed 2 birds with 1 cone, so to speak, by helping you learn about how to manage and cope with stress as we learn about research. You will get to decide, though, on specific variables related to stress that you want to learn more about. I'll explain a little bit more about that in a minute. After we have a topic, we move into the see what we know phase. Some models of the scientific method refer to this as research, but that creates confusion when we define research in terms of collecting data. That said, in this phase of the class, we'll be learning about the process of gathering knowledge about our topic. We'll start with stopping to think about sources of information, which might be pretty straightforward and might be so straightforward we take it for granted. Then we'll think about what we can take away from one particular type of article, a non-empirical article. Our focus, though, will be on learning from empirical articles. If you've read articles before, you might have found that they can be overwhelming and it can be time-consuming to make sense of all the information. My goal is to help you approach articles strategically so they aren't overwhelming or time-consuming. Pages 4.3 through 4.10 walk you through that process. Page 4.4 includes a link to a worksheet you'll use to summarize articles and links to 2 articles. Pages 4.4 through 4.10 include videos walking you through each part of those worksheets. After we finish the process with those 2 articles, you'll get to pick from several options for additional articles to read. Please try using the worksheet for the article summaries, even if you're already comfortable reading articles, as we'll refer to that information throughout the process of learning about research design. Please let me know how I can help as you work through this process. The Learning Support Team link on the home page of the course site will also take you to a page that introduces the undergraduate teaching assistants for the class. They are in the course site, and you can email them to arrange a time to meet as well.